Is my mic on? Is my mic on?
Is my mic on?
Is Jesse's mic on?
Anybody? See?
Jerry
Nobody's mic on. We just had to ask the chat. Can you hear? Mike's muted, probably. Well, I don't know.
Get in the chat in text.
No, they're not seeing audio.
I don't know. I wanted to show audio's on.
Audio's on. Let's go.
Don't mess with Katya. You know she's gonna freak out if you say the audio doesn't work.
Well, it didn't. Well, it didn't work.
Jeez, people. Cowboys are up to some stuff. What kind of stuff? What's it mean?
Gone again, and we're seeing
what?
We got action.
I'll fight everybody.
I'm sorry.
We're starting the damn show.
Okay.
We're starting. Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. Oh yeah. That's good for the algorithm. Thanks, guys. Hit the like button while you're doing that.
We're here.
My name is Jeff. Next to me is former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holly.
Oh, Jesse Holly went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Next to him is greatest beat writer in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, Clarence Hill.
Club hop hop, where legends drop. Clarence Hill just can't stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in Club hop hop.
Next to him is the second greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Joe Hoyt.
Tell him something, Joe.
Shout out to Clarence interviewing Brandin Cooks yesterday. It got out there. People took it. They did it. They're like, ah!
Cook's a great dude, man. Great dude, man. We're going to talk about that later on in the show, right?
Yeah, somewhere. Did you call him Cookie?
I didn't call him Cookie, man.
You called him Pop Pop?
He just had a baby.
You called him Pop Pop?
No, he is a Pop Pop.
I know.
Had a baby. He just had a baby.
That's
He
not
can
how.
be Pop Pop, but you can't be Pop Pop?
I'm not Pop Pop.
I mean, the drops say otherwise.
Katya, is he not Pop Pop? He's not.
If you want to win, put Pop Pop.
Yeah, he Pop Pop.
Shout out to them Rice Owls, man. They in the championship game. Rice Owls women championship game. Upset the number 1 seed and the number 3 seed. Going for the number 4 seed for the right to go to the NCAA tournament.
Wow.
Oh, snap.
They played
Hoot,
today?
hoot.
You guys
6 o'clock.
What?
I'm Pop Pop.
There.
I'm an old guy.
Yeah.
Pop Pop. Old guy. You're not an old guy.
You can't defend these allegations.
Yes, he is.
It's your own voice.
He's old.
Woosa. Woosa.
He's 60.
Oh-ish.
I am not
He's
60
not 60.
yet.
Not 60.
Next month.
Yes.
Next month.
Yes.
He'll be 60
Congratulations to KaVontae Turpin on
Mhm.
getting him some monies. Nice little 3-year deal with the Cowboys. Congrats
deal.
to KaVontae. Congrats to former first-round pick Payton Turner, who's
Mhm.
going to be a Dallas Cowboy. Got signed. Defensive end there. Got you some guys. So they've signed a backup 3-technique defensive tackle, Solomon Thomas. They've gotten Turpin locked in for a few years. Didn't they lock the punter in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They got
they
Brian
did.
Hager back.
Yeah,
locked
Brian
the
Hager
punter in. That's
yesterday.
nice. That's nice.
They won a bidding war.
Got a 4th or 5th defensive end, Payton Turner. Am I missing somebody?
Backup guard for Miami.
Yeah,
Did we
we
talk
Got
about
that
it?
guy whose name I forgot.
Robert Jones?
Yeah, Robert
Who?
Jones. Yeah, Robert
Got
Jones.
Robert Jones.
Got all that.
Uh,
So they're doing some stuff.
how many outside free agents that is? Now,
4.
Four outside free agents.
That's a record, isn't it?
First 2 days. They got to be some kind of record for the Cowboys.
That's a record.
Yeah, they're Kelly Slater in this first wave.
Last year it was 1.
Can I tell you?
Professional surfer. Famous guy.
Is he?
I
Is he
actually knew
famous?
the name, but I would not expect most to know.
Yeah,
I
no.
was totally thinking about Saved by the Bell.
AC Slater.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but
Rashawn Slater.
Yeah. Offensive lineman.
wonderful left tackle.
I thought you was going with, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared. I thought you were going with,
You say by the bell?
he's too
Bro.
young. He's too young.
I wasn't a Saved by
He's
the Bell.
too young.
Jesse
He's-
Spano, she was on. I
he's
think
too
it was just
young.
like Adderall or speed
Yeah,
or
it was
something. But
speed,
she was,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
she was going nuts. She was trying to
Yeah.
study too much, and then
It's all
she
good.
lost her mind.
It's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
It's all good.
But anyway,
Youngin.
okay, I would talk about Matthew for a second, and I don't even want to read what he said, except why do you people
What do we do?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
You people is what I want to know.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah, there it is.
What do you mean, you people? Can I tell y'all a secret?
Yeah.
And then y'all can tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. Safe space.
I don't dislike anything the Cowboys have done. I don't dislike it at all.
But do you like it?
Are you
I
excited?
don't dislike anything the Cowboys have done.
See,
I think they are doing a lot of what you're supposed to do to get ready to go NFL drafting. It's just you look at it and you go, oh, yeah, Osa did need an actual backup. It's a 3 technique. You didn't have that last year. That's nice. Oh, they did need some depth out there on the edge. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Oh, Turpin, great returner. Might take on more of an offensive role. Okay, nice to have him locked up at a reasonable number. Nice and low number there. That's great. And random guy who might be better than Brock Hoffman. Cool, get a little competition for Hoffman. That's good. All of these things, all of them standing alone is like, okay, nothing wrong with it.
But how did that prepare you for the draft?
Because you're not desperate for depth at defensive end. You don't have to pick a defensive tackle.
But I'm not drafting for depth. I'm drafting primarily, at least in the first 3 rounds,
right.
I'm drafting for starters.
And if I prepare my depth chart right, I can do that. Like, I feel like if you don't have the depth you need at all of these different spots, then you go in and you're Taco Charlton this thing, where it's like, we're picking a defensive end in the first round because we don't have any. Yep. So like, you fill out your little depth chart so that you don't have to do a certain thing. It just sucks because while you're doing that, the Commanders who you're chasing are trading for Laramie Tunsil and Deebo Samuel.
Right.
And so it's like, it's not that what the Cowboys are doing isn't functional or some of the right things to do. It's just when you're watching other people get better while you just fill up your depth chart, it's kind of like,
and that's the problem because let's be honest, you didn't have no bidding war for Payton Turner. You could have got Payton Turner next week.
Maybe for cheaper.
Probably.
You know, yeah, and you look at the money the Cowboys. I mean, it's not like they're paying money for guys. Robert Jones, Who Robert Jones? You know, not Mike Jones, sir.
I know.
Okay, Robert Jones. You could have got him next week. Okay, the fact that you're doing it early, you know, what's the rush for these guys? You know, especially when you go and you do the first 2 days of free agency, you're going to get guys that can appreciably improve your team. You know, you created all this cap room for who, for what? Is what I'm saying. Why did you create the cap room if you're not going to spend the money?
Yeah, and you still have holes at starting positions. You know, I mean, it's nice to have depth now in the defensive line somewhat. You still need to add a bunch of more guys.
They haven't addressed the ones that they actually need to.
Right, linebacker, cornerback.
They need a starting linebacker, and if you look in free agency right now, those guys are going. So it's kind of like, okay, are you bringing back Eric Hendricks at this point, or are you going to go get some other guy that's been cast off? That's kind of what your options are at this point for a starting linebacker. You look at starting slot corner, you have no one there. I mean, hey, are you going to trust Kalen Carson? Did you see enough from him last year to say, you know what, you are going to be our guy and be the slot corner? I didn't see enough, frankly, outside of training camp, so I'm not sure that's going to be the case. And then outside corner, too, we're not going to see Trayvon Diggs for a while. So who's going to pair outside of him? Yeah. Josh Butler's not even going to be there for a while. So Andrew Booth, good luck. You know, and I think in terms of preparing for the draft, yes, you got to get depth pieces, right? But you also can't put yourself into a corner where you're saying, hey, we have to take a guy that's going to be an instant starter for us no matter what, a la what we did last season at left tackle. So right now it's like, okay, shoot, we might have to take Jahdae Barron at 12. I like Jahdae Barron. That might be a guy you could theoretically get later on. You might have to trade back up to go get him. But this is now a guy thinking, ooh, you know, we might have to take him at 12.
And the thing about it is, just going back to Payton Turner, which a former first-round pick, who has never started a game in 4 years.
Yep.
Who had less quarterback pressures and like 4 quarterback sacks in 4 years, less than Chauncey.
Last year, on one of them, the right tackle fell down.
Yeah,
they snapped the ball.
I saw someone hyping
less
the
than
play.
Chauncey Golston. You gave him $4 million. Chauncey Golston gets $6 million to go to the Jets. I mean, why not? You're a draft and develop team. Get Chauncey Golston $6 million. Continue that process.
Yeah,
he's gotten better every year. He's Peter Drop. Payton Turner ain't even Peter Drop in 4 years.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I don't.
Peed, not Peter. Peed.
Peter Drop. You never heard of that?
He's never gone to the potty. He's never used the restroom.
Done squat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when you haven't started a game in 4 years and you're a first round pick, what are we doing?
I mean, it's not a bad developmental signing in terms of, hey, this guy has talent. You look at what he did. He's really athletic. He's long. He's big. He's athletic. There's a reason he was a first round pick. But to your point, he's been hurt a ton. And this is a guy you know what? We'll take a developmental swing that we'll see in training camp if we get the most out of him.
You can't
do
be
that.
You can't be developmental in year 5.
Well, if you've been hurt too much, yeah.
Yeah.
The Cowboys.
He's been hurt every single season.
And this even goes back to
most likely gonna get hurt again.
But that's why you signed the guy on May 15th, not March
12th.
11th.
This is the thing that the Cowboys fall victim to. This is their own doing. Is that they like a guy in the draft.
Oh yeah, they still like him.
They wanted a guy in the draft. They were high on the guy in the draft, and for whatever reason, it didn't quite work out for them. The Cowboys are notorious for spinning the block.
Yeah,
they will spin the block on a guy 3-4 years later that they had really liked in the draft, couldn't get to him for whatever reason, that maybe there was someone higher there. Whatever the reason was, they didn't get that person in the draft. And when you talk about Payton, this is another guy who they were high on in the draft. They liked the qualities that he had in the draft. Domingo, high on him in the draft. And I'm willing to bet at least a cheeseburger whenever we get to the point of press conference and announcing these picks and everybody's kind of welcoming them to the team. They're going to tell you, these were guys, this guy, we really liked him in the, coming out of the draft.
High on him coming out.
On the draft. He was, he looked this, he looked that, and we feel like it's a fit for us now. And so he's going to be a part of this team. He's going to help us in these type of ways. And so that's just that is notoriously the way that the Cowboys like to operate.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always work out for them. For the most part, it doesn't work out for them. And the guys that they go and get, they'll probably say the same thing about Solomon Thomas.
Oh, yeah. We loved him coming out.
Local kid.
Yeah.
Loved him coming out.
Everybody loves Solomon Thomas.
That was 8 years ago.
And they still love him as a person.
He's an incredible person.
What about as a football player?
Well, he's going to be, if
he's going to give hard effort.
If we're doing the person thing, I want to bring Michael Gallup back because I like him too. I think he's wonderful.
Visiting in Washington.
Is he going somewhere?
Visiting Washington.
Okay. So yeah, they're definitely going to tell us how much they love Solomon Thomas coming out. Remember, he's a top 3 pick now, and nobody's going to be like, that was 8 years ago.
They're going to say the same thing about Payton
Turner. Yep.
Can I be Recky Specky for a little bit?
Go ahead.
And as a reporter, we're not supposed to do this, but I kind of just feel it.
That's fine. If you want to write a note, I'll be Recky Specky. If you don't want to,
I'll do it.
Okay.
When the Mingo trade happened last year, there was a lot of pressure on the Cowboys to do something, right? To go get a move. And they overpaid for a guy, I think, just to make a move. I'll be honest with you. These signings so far early in free agency kind of makes me feel like, hey, guys, we participated. We did it. And I think that they're trying – it almost feels like there's an appeasement factor to this. It's speculation, of course. I just feel like there's an easy appeasement there.
Yeah. I agree with you, Recky Specky.
Right.
In the African-American community, we call that, here, man, damn.
Right.
That's what we call that in the black community.
You say we don't sign anybody?
But here, man, like when someone's always begging for something and always wants something, you just like, God, here, man, damn, just here, take it. That's what the Cowboys are doing to the fan base. Oh, y'all want us to work on first day or on the first day of free agency? All right, my here, man, damn. Well, we'll go get Payton Turner and we'll go get Solomon Thomas. And
as John Wooden once said, don't confuse activity with getting something done.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're making moves. They're doing something. Are they getting something done? Are they improving this football team? That's the question, and that's the goal. And that's what's frustrating to most fans. And sure, there are a lot of people that buy into it. I hear you. I like, I can understand what they're doing. They want to overpay. Damn, do something different. I mean, we started to show business as usual. Yes, it's been business as usual because outside of last year, this is what the Cowboys do. They don't overpay. They worry about the money. They shop at the bargain basement rack. They fill in needs and guys on the roster, fill in backup guys. Has it made a difference?
No, and I wonder, wonder.
shout out to Wawa.
If one of them ends up actually being a mistake. Because here's something I'll be interested in over the next day or two or week. I don't know. What does Rico Dowdle get in free agency?
Yeah.
Because does it turn out that the average running back in free agency, that every team's going to look at them all the same? And I ain't giving you a bunch of money. Did you sign Javonte Williams for a dollar amount that's going to be really close to somebody who's comfortably better than him?
Potentially.
Could you have gotten Rico back on the cheaper if you'd have just waited instead of diving into the bargain bin? We'll see. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast, it's time for a segment. What would it take to change this process for the Cowboys? Their history of the last 10 years is quite interesting. Next.
Concert season is upon us. The outside concerts I love the most. Games galore. March Madness. You heard old Pop talk about his daughter's Rice team potentially making the NCAA tournament this year with a victory tonight. If you want to be at those games, any of those concerts, any one of those plays, any one of those comedy shows, the weather is perfect for you getting outside and actually going to do something. Head over and download the app Game Time, the Game Time app, and save $20 off your first purchase by using the promo code DLLS. Get you $20 off your first purchase. And what I love about it, just go to the app and you click on the price. And most of these other sites, they have this, they get real, what words I want to use? They get real foul with the pricing. Foul. It's one price when you click it, another price when you check out. Yes, it's not happening with Game Time. So head over to Game Time, use the promo code DLLS. What time is it?
Game time. And when it's game time in the kitchen,
Ooh.
You need our friends at Green Chef. You've heard us talk about HelloFresh before on here, and our buddies at Green Chef. It's owned by HelloFresh, and they've got a wider array of meal plans to choose from, and there's something for everybody. I love switching between the different brands, and now you guys can enjoy both those brands at a discount with us. If you want to create better eating habits than that last, Green Chef makes it easy with dietitian-developed recipe options featuring fresh organic produce and quality whole foods delivered to your door each week. Ditch the fads, create healthier eating habits. Real, clean foods. They make it easy. They got recipes curated for a variety of lifestyles and dietary needs. We love us some Green Chef. We also do love the HelloFresh. So you just, do which one makes you happy. Thrive all year with clean, easy meals from Green Chef. Go to greenchef.com/CowboysFree. Use the code CowboysFree. You'll get started with free salads for 2 months and 50% off your first box. All right, it's the DLLS Cowboys Podcast, and we keep this thing cooking. We do have some super chats to get to, and we're going to as we approach this segment of what the Cowboys have done for the last decade. And is there anything that's going to change this? Is there any way they could change this? Why are they the way that they are?
Well, Matthew says,
until people stop watching, nothing will change. I want you to know that if you do choose that path, that's fine. Don't stop watching this. Okay? Yes. Corey is accidentally in the super chat twice. He did it one time, but he forgot to send the words. Second time, he said, damn it. Went a super chat without a chat. Tell Jesse every word doesn't need a capital letter.
That's hilarious.
That's on your Twitter. So are you hitting shift at the beginning of every word?
Read the next one, please.
KG is in the super chat. Real talk. Why did Cowboys open up $57 million just to continue acting like broke boys? What is the real plan here? There's not a plan here. Come on now. Matthew Hooks, depth pieces with 6 picks in the 5th and 6th round. If you're banking on getting depth pieces in the 5th and 6th round, you are banking wrong. The draft is mostly a 4-round exercise. Mario, Stephon Diggs, or Cooper Kupp will come for less? ? We can talk about those things. Vance, as a fellow emo guy, I understand why Jeff would like the sad plan. Selectively aggressive Dallas?
Yes, selectively aggressive Dallas.
And Night 405, are you good with Barron at 12 since Lewis left? I could take Jahdae Barron at 12.
I'm cool with it.
I'd actually take Will Johnson, Michigan corner. I know you're not supposed to say that in Texas.
I'm not a Will Johnson guy.
You're not supposed to say it in Texas.
I'm not a Will Johnson girl.
Yeah, well, you're a hater.
Now, let me. This is a complete Recky Specky.
Recky Specky.
Recky Specky.
Spec it
if
up.
they get Will Johnson and he doesn't work out,
Never draft
Michigan.
never draft
Michigan.
Is that the third? Like, is that the one you go?
And he's got risk. There's risk there.
Is that the one you go? All right, we're done. We're done.
What does Jordan Lewis offset though? We forget Jordan Lewis hit
Michigan player.
His Michigan player.
It's been a minute.
Man.
But it's been a minute.
You'll have 3-1. 3-1.
The Michigan's had like 7 different coaches since then.
I seen the mock draft yesterday, and Mason Graham went 11th. We're getting closer.
We are.
We're getting closer.
If he gets to 11, you gotta pack something together to go get him, right?
Move up one pick.
One spot. I hate trading up for non-quarterbacks. I tell you, I hate trading.
Would you give an extra one of your 5th round picks just to move up one spot to get him?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
It might take more than that.
It's gonna take more
It
than
might
that in the
probably
first
gonna
round.
Yeah, take more. We're just going on one spot. Could you guys see a scenario where the Cowboys trade up in the first round? Yeah, one spot. One spot for Mason Graham.
No, they're not trading up in the first round.
Well, don't say that because the way
When's the last time they did it?
I'm just saying the way that this draft is kind of falling out. Maybe some things might happen. Things might happen in this draft that guys may fall.
But Jesse,
Hopefully they get a trade back.
We will cook them if they trade up in the first round in a draft that is not
Right.
good unless it's for someone that's one of the few elite guys.
Mason Graham, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter.
If they trade up for,
Three.
Will Johnson or something, it
If
would-
Mason Graham is there at 11, and you're telling me that he is arguably like generational talent at defensive tackle?
I don't think we're telling you generational talent, though. We're not telling you Mason Graham is generational talent.
No. I just think he's one of the very safe, really good prospects in this
He's
draft.
safe, and I'm out. I ain't moving up for safe.
I don't like that y'all hate safe.
We're not moving up for safe. I'm not moving up for safe.
I don't hate safe.
We're not moving
I'm
up
not
for
moving
safe.
up for safe.
Y'all looking for drizzle on top of
You
stuff.
hate
I'm
safe.
looking,
You
you
guys
guys
both
for
hate
my
safe.
meal.
You both hate safe.
I mean, that's not what I want. I want a difference maker. I don't want safe.
Trying to be fair.
So you'd rather have a bust than a safe?
Didn't say that. We're talking about trading up now.
I'm not trading up for safe.
No, but you won't even like it if they take safe at 12.
Oh!
Again!
Alex!
Put him in Club Popeye.
Put it in Club Pop-Up.
Someone play Club Pop Pop for Clarence.
Club Hop Hop, where legends drop. Clarence Hill just can't stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in Club Hop Hop.
You guys are
What's
so
up,
nice.
Alex?
He looks like he could use some good vibes today. Could Steven run this team into the ground when Jerry's gone? Would that finally change how they operate? They're running into the ground together. They're a team on this.
They are.
It's a father-son tandem. But if you want to, just look up the history of how well companies do with the second generation.
That's fascinating.
Usually not as well.
That's fascinating. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. We appreciate
Alex
you,
is
man.
so nice.
Alex's bomb made me miss one above it, though. We got to make sure that everybody gets hit here. Corey again. We got Corey back. Oh, we got Emil and Corey. The black book with Cowboys Secret is the only thing that will change this. I don't know what that means.
Why's it gotta be black?
Why does it have to be black?
It's a black book, man. It's always black.
I know it's.
Corey, at the end of the day,
the end
we
of
have
the
a
day.
decent roster. Get me a receiver, a decent D-line, and you're cooking. This free agency class is cheeks. It is kind of cheeks.
It is
kind of cheeks.
See, that's how they got you.
It's kind of
That's
cheeks.
how they got you. Do we have a decent roster? We don't even have a roster.
They got core pieces. They don't have.
But
a
do we
full
have
roster.
a decent
You-
roster?
you-
What's
you-
decent
you're
compared to because the goal is not to be decent. The goal is to end this 30-year drought. To me, I mean that's always the goal. End
Cowboys
the
are
30-year
good at the
drought.
top, and that's
Very
about
good,
it.
yes.
Yeah.
They're good
So
at
is
the
the
top.
roster good enough to compete for a Super Bowl? Not to be better than
Absolutely
7 and 10.
No.
No, I think they are barreling directly towards 8 and 9.
Right.
Question for you.
Right at it.
Question for you. Quarterback aside, who has a better roster, the Giants or the Cowboys right now?
Neighbors is great versus.
Look at some of these signings they've had
Sexy
too.
Dexy. You have Micah. They don't have.
They got two pass rushers.
They got Brian
Yeah,
Burns
but they don't got
and,
Micah.
and KaVontae Thibodeau.
You
They
have
got Chauncey Golson
you have
now.
Tyler Smith.
Javon Holland.
Yeah.
They got Javon Holland, who's a stud.
Cowboys have a better roster.
But the fact that it's even like,
Yeah, Cowboys have a better roster.
but the fact that we're
at
even
least
like,
at the top.
The fact that we're
Well,
comparing
I mean,
to
that's
the
what I'm saying.
Giants.
but the fact that we're even thinking about that is telling.
It's the lowest common denominator. Don't compare yourself to the lowest common denominator.
Why not? You got to be better than somebody.
That's not the goal here. Don't compare
Start
yourself
somewhere.
to the lowest common denominator. That is not the goal here.
Listen, comparative mindset is poison unless it makes you feel better for a second.
I like that.
It's
Just so you're only comparing yourself. I like
yeah,
it.
better.
That's
Although
healthy.
actually, if you were going to be 8 and 9, I would much rather you be 3 and 14 because that's how I roll.
Right.
That's why.
Okay, listen. That
Or
was
what?
the goal last year.
What
Now
was
it's draft season. The goal is to improve the team
Yep, I'm
to
trying.
not go 3 and 14.
We're trying.
Okay? That's what we're talking about here. That's what the focus here is, to improve the team to not go 3 and 14.
Shout out to Retro Spectro. The
What?
Cowboys are
Yeah,
the Cowboys are the gooch juice of the NFC.
We're not quite. We're close. We're close. The Giants are still gooch. The Giants
you're
are
not
still
there.
the gooch. We're right
So
on
getting
top
to
of
the point
gooch.
that people say, well, it's not a good free agent class, so they shouldn't try to improve. Well, there are things they could have done to improve the team. Jonathan Allen. There are things they could have done. They didn't want to spend the money to do it.
Dre Greenlaw.
Dre Greenlaw.
Dre Greenlaw. There are things you have to do. And certainly there's a certain amount of overpay that comes
Yeah.
with free.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean,
And that's
again,
what you do.
we talked about the Eagles and overpaying and missing, and you're going to miss on guys.
Yeah.
Cowboys are the team.
You're going to miss on guys, but that doesn't mean you should not swing the bat.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, can we block Stanley? Anybody who's mean, I just want him banned. That's just how I get down. Just believe in protecting your peace. Just go ahead and get him out of there. I just love ban.
Is that the
Yeah,
ice cream?
There's someone's
Is that
playing the ice cream
man?
music and it's tripping me out. I feel like Ben's about to walk in with ice cream.
Could be out there.
I was looking around like, is that the ice cream head?
Yeah.
It could be out there.
No, that sounded like it was like from here. Anyways.
But anyway, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Like, I'm seeing his name on the internet, and I'm seeing the word Cowboys.
It makes a lot of sense.
Any chance?
Yeah,
I hope not.
It makes a lot of sense.
I hope not.
Is the white thing?
No. I don't mind my receiver being white.
Okay, that's fine.
Cole Beasley was good.
He wasn't white.
What?
Well, he didn't want to be.
Did he not?
Well, in some ways, very
I
much.
was gonna say. Wait,
Anyway,
what?
Jesse?
His voting said different. No. His voting said different. Shout out to Cole Beasley. Look at his album.
Yeah.
Go get
Yeah.
some album.
Miss No.
Easy.
We're chasing the ghost of Cooper Kupp. I don't think Cooper Kupp is what he was.
No,
And
no,
I'm not looking to him. I'm not looking for him to be the Cooper Kupp #1 receiver. And I get it.
Can he help?
Yes.
Is he better than what you have at number 2 right now on the roster?
I mean, yes, he is. Yes.
I'm with Jesse in that it's not a snap yes, but I believe
It's not a
yes.
snap.
I
Yes.
think it's a
Is
snap,
he better
yes.
than Jalen Tolbert?
I'm thinking about if it was him and Brandin Cooks. That still would be a
No comment. I think Brandin Cooks is a great guy.
You know what I mean? Like I
Fantastic.
I'd take Cooper Kupp.
But if it was, yes, if it was Jalen Brooks, if it was
Jalen Tolbert.
and Flournoy, yes.
That's who you have.
Yeah, that's what you're looking at right
That's
now.
what you have at receiver right now.
Turp, baby.
But that's like, to me, that's like kind of putting that's
It doesn't preclude
that's
you from
putting
drafting a
sugar
guy.
on, you know what I'm saying? Like that puts a little bit.
We heard the ice cream man. Did you bring ice cream?
Did you bring ice cream?
Hey!
I knew it. I called it.
Hey,
I called
ice
it.
cream, baby.
Is it feet?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
SpongeBob.
I don't know SpongeBob.
Oh, it's SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you got?
I
Are they all
love it.
SpongeBob?
Oh, it's all
All
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That lactose thing. Are you talking? that lactose thing over there.
Cooper Kupp's better than what you got. He could help you.
Yeah. Also, what's
He's
our
gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
He's
but
gonna
what's
get
our
hurt.
whole thing this offseason when we're talking about receiver? It's finding.
Bite it. I'm gonna bite it.
Me and you, Joe.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's about finding a Robin to the Batman.
Yeah.
It's about finding a Robin to the Batman.
He's not Robin.
Yes, he is. He is transcending a Robin. He did it last season. If you look at what he's able to do, he
more
splits
like
his time
he's
between
more
slot.
like Fox. He
Yeah,
makes the
he's-
fancy toys for Batman.
Oh, Morgan Freeman
He's
played
more
him one
than
time.
yeah. He's more Alfred than Robin.
Alfred
no,
was a
I
badass, bro.
highly, yeah, and Alfred's bad.
Alfred
was
is
a
a
dude.
badass.
Realistically, though, he's a guy that offers the ability to allow CeeDee Lamb to move around because he can move around too. He has both inside and outside versatility. I think he's still intelligent. The other thing too is he does have a relationship with Junior Adams, their new wide receivers coach. They go way back.
You're gonna put that together a lot, huh?
You got to.
It makes sense. Am I wrong? It makes sense.
Am I
if they have
wrong, dude?
interest.
Am I wrong?
Does it not make sense?
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. They do have a relationship. That they do.
And the Big Lebowski, he's like, am I wrong, dude? And he's like, no, you're not wrong. You're just an hole.
Yeah.
You're not an a-hole. Not even
I can
close.
be sometimes.
Not to me.
Let's knock out some super chats, and we're going to get to Fran Duffy because one of the chats is about to draft. Womp, womp, Aaron. I don't know if this is asked and answered. T-Mac versus Genty. I started out being all for running back round 1, but now I'm leaning towards finding Lamb's Robin in the first. Panel, quick. T-Mac or Genty? Pick
Genty.
12. T-Mac.
Genty.
Michael's in super chat. What is the most likely pick at 12?
Genty.
We'll ask Fran Duffy in a second. He'll be gone. Mike's in the super chat. Given all the wide receiver talk, don't we need a route runner type of wide receiver above all else alongside CD, or does it not matter that much? Get the best player you can.
Hey, Mike, if you haven't already, go head over to DLLS and you can look at my POV that I did on 3 wide receivers that can help the Cowboys out, help CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott out.
Badass. Did anybody send the link to Fran? Because I didn't. You did? Okay. Well, then we're going to hit our break, and then Fran will be here, and he'll tell you who the Cowboys are going to pick and who they should pick and all of those things. It'll be great. That's next on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast.
I completely forgot.
What you got?
Yo.
I'll tell you.
Oh,
Yeah,
Rugged Road. My
yeah.
good friends over at RuggedRoadOutdoors.com. Cooler season is underway. I was just thinking about to myself, I was driving over today. I was like, man, sure can't wait to be poolside. That's going to be.
I have a pool.
Yeah, when it gets really good. And then right by poolside, put a couple sandwiches in there.
Y'all send me money to pay off the pool. I
Put a
owe
little,
24 grand.
tuna sandwiches, some turkey sandwiches, some beverages in there. Rugged Roll, I don't have to worry about my cooler falling over in the pool because it folds upright. It's stylish, it's sleek, it's innovative. And right now, if you use the promo code DLLS, you too can get 10% off the Rugged Roll cooler for yourself or for someone else. So head over to ruggedrolloutdoors.com and use the promo code DLLS and get 10% off a cooler for this season.
Shout out also to our friends at Sleeper. It's the best. I got to get on Sleeper because I got to pay off this pool.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to make me some picks, and I'm going to nail them. And I'm going to do up to 10 picks at a time to get 100 times my money. That's what I'm going to do. Sleeper is my favorite app. What you do is you just say, I think that so-and-so is going to have more or less than their projected stats in this game. You can do it for hockey. You can do it for baseball, basketball, football, esports, whatever you like. You're just saying, I think that this guy's going to have more or less than his projected stats in this bad boy. And you can combine a bunch of picks. The more you combine, the more you can win, all the way up to 100 times your money. Sleeper keeps you in the loop with instant alerts. They don't have a timer. They'll make sure that you're up to date with everything that is going on, so you know what you're doing with your picks, all right? So if you got what it takes, new users, download the Sleeper app. Use the code DLLSBOYS to get $55 in free entries when you place a $5 contest. Apply it to any contest. Doesn't have to be your first one. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. It's currently operational in over 25 states, including Texas. Check out Sleeper today. We got Fran? It's the DLLS Cowboys Podcast with ice cream. And we do have Fran ready. And we're talking draft because the Cowboys are going to have to add all of their good players in the draft. Because in free agency, they're just signing anybody who no one else has called yet. And so we're going to try to use our draft picks to make the team better. Hey, Fran, good to see you, bud.
I didn't get the memo on ice cream.
We didn't either.
We didn't.
Boss came in here with ice cream, so hell, we eat on air.
Yeah, so we're eating a SpongeBob. What are you wearing? Is that it's not a hoodie, is it? Is it a sweatshirt?
No, got a graphic tee. Just rested my eyes, guys. Just rested my eyes.
Oh, that's
That's a good one.
That's prime. That's
Boy,
prime
that is-
40-plus-year-old right
That
there.
is old man stuff right there.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I don't feel like you're old enough for that shirt, but you could be one day.
It's surprising.
We got people in the chat asking what is the most likely thing that the Cowboys are going to do at 12. We got Georgia's Pro Day going on. We got all sorts of draft stuff happening. And Fran Duffy, of course, is a member of AllCity. You can catch him on PHLY. You can catch him on here every Wednesday at 11:30. And his draft stuff is absolutely incredible. It's a great time to sign up to be a diehard. AllDLLS.com/diehard. $36. Oh, my God, what a deal. And you get access to all his draft stuff. At 12 right now, Fran, give it to me. Give me a name or two that you love for the Cowboys.
So we talked about my mock draft that I dropped last week. And I gave them Tyler Booker, the guard from Alabama. I just think that when you're looking at just trying to reassert, I know they went and they signed Robert Jones this week, but I don't know if Robert Jones is keeping you from Tyler Booker. So I think when you look at a player that has the physicality, that I think that he matches the ethos of the players that Will McClay has targeted early in drafts. Putting him alongside Tyler Smith and Cooper Beebe, and we'll see what else they can get from these guys. Obviously, look, putting him next to Terrence Steele would be a lot of fun on that right side. If you want to talk about just getting that run game back on track, building a nice pocket for Dak Prescott, adding a player like Tyler Booker would go a long way towards doing that. It would be a best player available type of selection, but I think when you're looking at it, that's not something that the Cowboys have been afraid of doing in the past. And Jeff, I know you and I have talked about this in the past too, that they like to be the first in on a position to kind of start the run, right? And when you talk about this draft, it starts to dry up at certain positions. That interior offensive lineman run is going to start. Well, maybe they get the ball rolling there with Tyler Booker.
Fran, you know this. One thing that you never want to do is go into the draft being like, I got to fill this need in the first round. Well, Cowboys lost a nickel corner in Jordan Lewis, who I think a lot of us were etching him back into the fold. He's gone, signs a big deal in Jacksonville. Jahdae Barron is a guy that kind of makes sense in terms of potentially fitting and staying in the state of Texas. What do you think about the possibility of even the Cowboys taking him as high as 12?
Yeah, I think that, when you look at some of the things that Matt Eberflus has prioritized in previous stops, and look, this is maybe less of a thing at nickel corner, but he has been big in terms of like position prototypes and arm length being big for him on defense. And that is one of the big knocks on Jahdae Barron is the body type. He's got under 30-inch arms. He's more of a compact corner. He to me excels more in underneath zone coverage as opposed to man-to-man. Worries me a little bit if you're going to play with him in single coverage or with a two-way go against a receiver on the inside. I'm worried a little bit about his ability to hold up there. I will admit, though, I am definitely low, man, when it comes to Jahdae Barron in terms of his projection to the NFL. I'm a little bit lower on him than most in the business, but that always gives me the heebie-jeebies too, because I'm like, all right, like, I need to do a little bit more work. I've been watching him for 3 years. I've had 6 or 7 different pass-throughs on his film, but he's a player I want to continue to watch here in the lead up to the draft.
So just because we're talking corner, Michigan's Will Johnson, and going back and continuing to look at guys, I know that there's going to be questions about, he might never run a 40, and, he didn't have the best film, and he got hurt this year. And just looking at his totality of that dude, I'll take him at 12 in a heartbeat. How are you with Will Johnson as a corner at 12?
Yeah, to me, that's the area where I'm starting to really think about Will Johnson. Look, going into the season, people were billing him as like a top 5 pick, a top 6, top 7 type of selection, and I didn't quite see that. I didn't see a Patrick Surtain, Jalen Ramsey quality of corner, right? But I think when you're looking at getting into the teens, that's where I always kind of felt a little bit more comfortable taking a player of his caliber. I do think that he can be a really good starter. There's a lot to like there. When you talk about a guy that can play off coverage, read routes, break on throws, and take the ball away, I think Will Johnson's got that. There are some areas of his game that are a little bit of concern. You mentioned the recovery speed. I never really had a huge issue there. Some people have I think he's shown flashes of being able to turn and run. There are other corners in this draft where that's a little bit more of a concern to me, but I think when you're watching Will Johnson, the bigger one for me is just, and this is very important for me, is like the competitiveness downhill and being able to make plays as a run defender, as a tackler, screen game, RPO game, everything you're going to see in
Fran,
today's
you don't
NFL.
think that trying to tackle with a cut block is the best way to do it every time?
No, that's probably not the best approach, in today's NFL. Now, does that mean I don't want to take him at 12? No, but that's one of the separating factors for me when comparing him to some of the other top corners, in this class. So I will say, like, the one thing that has always been, because you mentioned like, he got hurt this year, and there has been some consternation amongst scouts, amongst people in the industry about, could he have come back? Did he mail it in because Michigan didn't do well? Like, anyone I've talked to in that Michigan building, whether it's staff members, players, anybody, scouts that have been through, they all just speak very highly of his character, his work ethic, his love for the game. And so, maybe look, that decision, you kind of put that on an island. Maybe he could have come back. Maybe he couldn't have. But I think big picture, projecting him forward, all the signs that look forward to him in the NFL, the people I've talked to, all paint him in a very positive light.
Well, where they paid in T-Mac, Ted McMillan. I mean, there's so much talk. So many people have mocked him to the Cowboys. Certainly, we've talked many times about them needing a partner for CeeDee Lamb. Where do you have those receivers that certainly did my guy from Texas Golden jump up and pass T-Mac? But certainly, Cowboy fans are crazy about T-Mac. What's your evaluation of him?
Yeah, I think when you're looking at T-Mac, I mean, he is certainly one of those players where he's going to be outside the numbers or inside, wherever you're going to place him, he's going to win with his play strength. He's got some savvy to him as a route runner. I do think that he got a little bbit better there from sophomore year to his junior year. But this is a guy that's going to win with size. He's going to win at the catch point. He rarely puts the ball on the ground. He's just not, he doesn't project to have a ton of juice in the NFL, right? He's not going to create big plays with the ball in his hands. He's not going to be a consistent vertical threat. Could he be what T. Higgins has been? I personally felt like T. Higgins had a little bit more juice, coming out of Clemson. He was a high second-round pick. We're obviously talking about Tetairoa McMillan in a different part of the draft, but that's why he's drawn some comparisons to like Drake London when London was coming out of USC. London ended up going in the top 10, and he's been a solid number one. Not one of the top receivers in football, but I think that's look. If you're going to take T-Mac and you're going to pair him with CeeDee Lamb, and you say, all right, well, CeeDee Lamb's going to be the alpha dog. I like that pairing, and I don't think that would be the worst use of a resource there at 12.
Fran, staying along the lines of receiver, give me your best route running receiver, if not at 12, in the second round, that will fit for the Cowboys, just from the pure route running stance.
Yeah, I think if you're talking with amongst the round one potential type players, I think Matthew Golden is the guy that comes to mind. The guy from Texas that we referenced earlier. I think when you talk about his route running chops, that does stand out. I think it's not quite to the level of, because people have compared him to like a Chris Olave. I think that Olave was really sharp as a route runner. That's why he went as high as he did. I mean, he was really explosive, like what Golden showed at the combine. But to me, I think that Golden is more of like a lowercase Chris Olave, the Coke version. I think Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State, he's got some route running chops. Doesn't quite have the athletic upside of some of these others, but I think he could be a rock solid player. And then I think if you're getting into, Jesse, that day 2 range, into that round 2 range, the guys that probably stand out most would be Jalen Noel from Iowa State, and then Jack Betch from TCU. Those would be the guys that, to me, and they come in different body types. Noel is probably more of your prototypical slot type in terms of the way that he's built, whereas Betch is more of the bigger possession player. But both guys have route running chops in their own way.
Do you think that in today's NFL, because you have your best player is going to be your move guy a lot. He's going to line up in the slot a lot. So when you see a slot-only guy, do you think that in today's NFL that means you shouldn't draft them too high to pair them with, CeeDee's going to play there some? Or do you think with being able to bunch and moving people around that you're just looking for the best players? And I'm going to ask a 7-part question because also I want to know if you have a guy at receiver. Because one of the guys you didn't name that I love as a route runner is Xavier Restrepo at Miami. And I think I love him more than anybody in the world. So do you have any guys that are your guys? And how does it work? Because like Jalen Noel at Iowa State, awesome route runner, probably kind of slot only. Does that fit when the best players tend to play the slot a lot?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I think when you're looking at it's going to come down to team by team. And does your offensive game plan or does your offensive staff feel like, hey, you know what? Even if these guys are better off being protected in the slot and want to keep them off a jam, are we going to play with more condensed splits? Are we going to be able to hide him a little bit more? Are we going to put him in motion more? So all of those things start to come into play there when you're having that discussion of trying to fit a Xavier Restrepo with a CeeDee Lamb. Because I do view Restrepo as more of your, he's your prototypical traditional, underneath possession slot receiver, right? Like he's going to separate as well as anybody, but he's not going to separate more than 15 yards down the field. He's going to do all of your quick slants, your pivot routes, your out routes underneath, and he's going to excel. He's going to thrive in that kind of a role. And I think when you're looking at trying to put him in with a CeeDee Lamb, it's just the understanding of, okay, well, if CeeDee slides inside, does that mean Restrepo is probably off the field? Or are we okay with saying we're going to play a little bit more condensed? That becomes now a question for Shadi and for that entire coaching staff to say, all right, how do we envision using these guys in tandem?
Fran, we got about 90 seconds, but I want to throw a question for you, put you on the spot. Every year there's a curveball that kind of happens in the first round, right? And this year it's kind of a weird draft in terms of elite players, and I don't know, things might happen. As of right now, we're kind of 2 days into free agency. What is your top 12 curveball that is kind of formulating in your mind of what could potentially happen?
And what's happening to your right?
Yeah, so my dog is just going ham on. It's just like you guys were going nuts on that ice cream when I jumped on her. She's going ham on one of her squeak toys that she was able to find in the room. So he's going nuts next to me. I don't know how much of that is coming through the mic, but no. So Joe, I think going back to what surprise could happen in the top 12. I think it really comes down to because when you get into surprises in that first half of the mock or of the draft, it really is determined by what happens in the first 5, 6, 7 picks. Does one quarterback go? Or do 2 quarterbacks go, right? Mm-hmm. And so if there's that big run, you go back to last year, the big surprise was Michael Penix Jr. You had all those quarterbacks start to go, and it's like, all right, well, now that upped the urgency. So now, all right, well, now Penix, he's off the board, right? And so I think when you look at it, to me, I look at it and I think, where does Ashton Jeanty go? Does Ashton Jeanty go number 6 to the Las Vegas Raiders? If he goes to the Raiders, does that up the urgency and now a team surprises and take another one? Kind of like what happened with Jahmyr Gibbs, and another one goes earlier than expected. I agree in that this is a year where we probably get one of those surprises where a guy that we're talking about as a late 1, early 2 sneaks into the top 15 just because of the ambiguity at the top. But it's going to be a fun one to track.
Fran Duffy, we will talk to you again next Wednesday at 11:30. Thank you, sir.
I'll be here. Looking forward to it, guys.
That's our guy, Fran Duffy. He is our draft expert for ALLCITY, and he's absolutely incredible. And I'm going to tell you more about the things that he's doing and how you can get access to him right now on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast. It's a kick-ass time to sign up to be a diehard. Not only are we trying to catch up to Philly because we want to be better than Philly at everything. We can't beat them at football, right? Maybe we will. Because Jalen Hurts still isn't any good. But at the moment, they have the crown. But we want to beat Philly at everything. And we do have a PHLY show, and we want to catch them when it comes to the diehard signups. And the free agency frenzy, the Cowboys may not be taking part, but you should. $36 is our intro offer. It's our best offer ever. And that gets you access to what normally costs about $80 a year. $36 right now. You can scan the QR code to get it, or you can go to alldlls.com/diehard. And included with that is, at that sign up, you do get a free t-shirt from our merch store, which is about, give or take, about $36. About $36, give or take. Yeah, so bang, there's your value right off the top. And then on top of that, you'll get access to all of Fran's NFL draft stuff, to all of Clarence and Joe's diehard level written content, to everything. Our Discord lounge where we hang out and talk during games. We got different channels for everything, for the Stars, Mavs, Cowboys, food, video games, Pokemon. I don't think we have a category for Pokemon, but it comes up.
It comes up.
I need you to know it comes up. Feet, not yet, but that's in the works. And that's the stuff that you get when you sign up to be a diehard. You get access to, it's a one-stop shop for everything you need for your DFW sports. It's for people who are diehards of the DFW sports teams. It gets you everything you could possibly want for all of your local sports teams, plus the Discord lounge, plus that t-shirt when you sign up, plus your diehard carrying cart. I just have to keep doing this in my hand because I haven't got one yet. I got ice cream, but I didn't get a carrying cart.
Got ice cream.
I'm waiting on a carrying. I do get a little Debbie snaps when I go viral, so I might have to do another rant to try to get the diehard card. But yeah, sign up to be a diehard is the absolute hookup. It gets you everything you need to be the perfect DFW sports fan and to support us. And so we do appreciate it. So use the QR code or go to alldlls.com/diehard and get yourself signed up to be a diehard today. All right, final segment of the broadcast today on the DLLS Cowboys show. Thank you to Fran Duffy. Is there almost 800 people watching?
Almost 800. Let's go. Get up.
How's there only 100? Yeah, how's there only 191 likes?
800 people, 191 likes. That math ain't mathing.
I like all the people putting in draft prospect names in the chat. Yeah. Well, we love some drafting. Torrey Horton over Restrepo. I disagree. Yeah. Restrepo's a beast.
I got a couple of questions.
Hit me.
Okay, first question.
Shoot.
Fran.
I'm not Fran. I can't help Fran. You.
He picked the guard, right?
Yep, he picked Tyler Book.
Just talking to Schottenheimer, his philosophy on number one picks and high picks, they're more edge guys. They're corners. They're
premium
receivers. I don't think they're picking a guard 12.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and I think that probably is signified by who they signed to create competition at right guard. Yeah. Where they're kind of like, look, they'll figure it out. Yeah. But I also do believe if it's the best available player and it upgrades your football team.
I just don't think they value that position. They're going to pick that 12.
Yeah.
Just talking to him on the type of players he likes and for that position. Another thing, we keep talking about receivers and Ted McMillan. The focus is to improve the run game, right? At least that's their vision,
you
right?
You know which receiver blocks? Ibuka. Yeah, he'll be blocking.
I mean,
I watched the highlights of him blocking.
Can you really, if your whole offseason focus, when you put out your plan for the season and plan for the Cowboys, your mission statement, I guess it was going back to what's that movie? Your mission statement.
Attitude reflect leadership, Captain.
When you put out your mission statement, you're talking about we're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
Shouldn't your first pick be about running the ball?
Can I ask?
They also said that they're going to stop the run. And what action so far in free agency would indicate that they're hell bent on stopping the run?
What action tells you that they're hell bent on running the ball?
That's what I'm saying.
They added competition at right guard.
Right.
And
what have they done
at
to say
running
we're going to run the ball? We're going to be better. Other than the coaching staff, what have they done?
You draft a good enough wide receiver, that box will be light.
Open up a little bit.
Yeah, but you got to throw the ball. You got to let them know, hey, we're going to throw the ball, so y'all need to back up. But, I mean, if our focus is running the ball and play action pass, that's not their philosophy.
Yes, what you do is you have Tetaroa, McMillan, and CeeDee Lamb out there, and they go, damn, we better have two deep safeties, and then you hand the ball off to whoever.
But neither one can run by you.
All right, you pick Luther Burden, Matthew Golden.
I mean, why I got to have these safeties? Love them.
Pick another.
Love CeeDee. They ain't running by nobody.
You don't have to. Here's the thing about Tetaroa McMillan. I don't have to run by you. I'll run down there with you.
Okay.
You throw that thing in the air, I'll take it from your little ass. Corners aren't big enough. You got to get big. Cooper Kupp, he ain't going to run by nobody either.
No, that's true.
No, like somebody asked, have we have super chats that we haven't hit? Let me hit the super chats because I don't remember if one of them was a super chat, but he might have been.
Jeff Parlay.
How likely is it we trade back? Because I want that. I think a lot of people want to trade back because I'm telling you, this NFL draft, I mean, I have my rankings and I have an entire stack that goes top to bottom here. So, like, my top player in the draft is Abdul Carter. Second is Travis Hunter. Third is Mason Graham. Fourth is Ashton Genty. Then Jalen Walker. So, like, Genty is my line of demarcation.
Yeah.
Because he plays a lower value position, but he is a freaking awesome prospect.
Yeah.
So once my top 3 guys are gone, like, technically Tetaroa McMillan is my number 6 player. So at 12, I've got to be I'm good with that pick.
Yeah.
But if no receiver has been taken and you could find your way down 8 spots and let it play out, because I love McMillan. I really like Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, and Emeka Ibuka. I would much rather pick whichever one the league lets me pick at 22 than being the first one out of the gate at 12, and now I have an extra second-round pick to go get. Fill in the blank position you need, a nose tackle, an offensive lineman, a corner, or whatever. I would love to trade down. The problem is I feel like that's what a lot of people are going to want to do, and that makes it a lot harder to do. When you call everybody and they're like, actually, we were just on the phone trying to find our way down too, brother. So we can't help
about it. I didn't think about it that way.
How about this? Say you get what you get in the first round.
And you don't throw a fit.
Marlon Hampton is there in the second round.
Take him in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Snap pick.
Do you trade up for him, though? Do you trade up to get him?
Can I give you, let me give you a, what is it, like
You don't
like
wait.
a Jeffrey draft commandment?
Okay.
Well,
1, 2,
I'm
3,
not
4,
trading
5,
up for a
6,
running
7.
back.
Well, that's first round. I'm talking about the second round now.
Ever.
Okay, I'm just saying. You trade
Ever?
up ever?
I guess you could.
I was gonna say later.
I don't want to
I
give
mean,
up picks.
I can understand the first round. We're talking about the second round now.
Jeff, do you not agree that there's going to be a run on running backs before pick 44?
I don't know. I think there's a decent chance that Genty goes in the first round and another guy goes in the first round. Maybe Hampton, maybe even Travion Henderson. And I think there's a chance you hit the clock at 44 with anywhere from, I think I could see it being anywhere from 2 running backs gone to 4 running backs gone.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Like that type of separation makes waiting to 44 precarious, in my opinion.
And it also makes me sad that the guy that they have as their placeholder, I feel like they're still forced, maybe even at 44, to pick a running back.
Yeah.
Because, and don't get me wrong, I think there's 15 guys in this draft that play running back that can start in the NFL. But you're still going to have them in tiers. And I feel like you don't want to go past the top 5 or 6 guys, especially if you don't have anybody. So they're going to be staring down the barrel at 44 like, we got to go.
Yeah.
The guys we love are gone. We're down to just this guy. We got to go. And they're just, Cowboys, I hate you. I hate the way you force yourself to do things. Let's get Genty to 12.
Yeah. But if he's gone, I'm starting to think this. I think they might just take Ibuka and say, you know what? Here is our number 2. This is a guy that blocks his butt off. This is going to help our running game.
I can't bitch at him because as a guy who's saying over and over again, I think this draft is a meat and potatoes draft.
That's a meat and potatoes receiver.
I think it's Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter, and then it's meat and potatoes. And if you tell me that the guy that you picked, I am like, pick another receiver that could go there and like, what is your confidence level? He is at least a number 2 receiver in this league for 8 years. Emeka Ibuka would have the highest percentage next to his name for
No
me.
doubt.
I'm super confident. I'm pretty confident he won't be anybody's number 1, but I'm very confident that that dude can be a number 2 receiver that blocks his ass off, that understands zone coverage, is going to separate for you, that will not drop the ball. Like, y'all hate safe. In this draft,
I like this.
I love safe. I love safe. I'll take my second best receiver. And 12 seems high for that projection, but it's in this draft. I could take a Emeka Ibuka at 12, no problem.
Carry. Oh, Knight.
Knight seems like everyone but Genty is a contingency.
You got to eliminate him.
You have to.
Yeah,
eliminate the
well said.
contingencies. Carrie Freak Jesus is in the super chat. Jeff, parlay with me 40 on Auburn male, TCU female to win March Madness. Will pay off this pool this month. And let's draft O-line.
I don't hate the TCU. I don't hate the TCU women's pick.
Yeah, I have no idea who's good at college basketball.
Haley Van Lith. Yeah.
TCU would have to
She's
go.
not. They're not winning.
They're not. They got to
They're
go
not
through.
South
In terms of,
Carolina.
Has she been through enough with LSU hating her and playing her out of position, and now she getting her shine on, and y'all trying to
She's
hate her?
doing great.
she's fine.
It's great
Player-
for
player
TCU.
of
We're
the
talking
year, all
about
the
winning the
conference.
title. No.
Conference player of the year, all that good stuff. But
You heard of Juju?
Yeah,
Juju.
I mean,
You
Juju's
got UCLA. You got USC. You
I don't
got
like
what
those.
are the odds
You
on
got
North
Notre
Carolina?
Dame.
What are the
you
odds on those
You got
teams?
Texas.
If we're talking about like big money
I
parlays,
like
why not?
TCU, but come
Paige
on.
Becker's future
Forgot
Dallas
about
Yeah,
wing, baby.
UConn.
No. D shift
Yeah.
ain't good enough to ignore all positions for run game. Here's the secret. You're not good enough to ignore any position.
Facts.
Draft the best player. And now, positional value is a part of it. And the reason it's a part of it is, let's say that the guy you draft plays pass rush and he's real good at it.
Do it.
Well, guess what the NFL is telling us? That man is a $40 million player. What if you pick a running back and he's awesome at it? Cool. He's a $16 million player. One of them is giving you $24 million of extra value. That is why positional value matters in the draft.
A backup left tackle just got paid $15 million a year to be the new
Take
Chiefs
a left
starting
tackle.
left tackle.
Well, we have a great left tackle. We're ready.
Yeah, he's
We
going to
used
be
the
the
first
starting
round.
left tackle.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, can I give you guys
Yeah,
an
I was going to
idea?
say. I was if you
I
want.
got an idea.
I like
Oh,
this
my
idea.
God.
I really do.
I have an idea.
I like it.
No one is going to like this idea but Joe.
I'm all aboard.
Chat, tell me what you think. Because me personally, I think if you went through an NFL football season with your first round left tackle and you couldn't put him on the field because you had Chuma Edoga, banking on him to now suddenly be the left tackle when you wouldn't let him play because you had Chuma Edoga, banking that that's going to be the guy this year is crazy talk. What would be perfect is to have somebody that could go play that spot while you hope he becomes that guy. And I was looking at the free agents available.
I'm so with you on this.
Number 10 free agent available this year, Tyron Smith.
I'm so. It's what they wanted to do last year, but he was too expensive.
And
Now his market's down.
He had an okay, like he had a bad start to the year last year, and he ended up having a decent year, decent to solid. Your left tackle is bad to the worst ever, somewhere between there. At least that's what he is so far, and hopefully he's great. What if Tyron's a 1 year, $8 million guy?
He missed. He's
7
missed
games.
3 games a year, every year since 2016. Since 20,
Tyler Guyton didn't play in like 10
18,
games last year.
he's missed at least 4 games a year. He missed 7 games last year.
People get hurt.
We don't know if we don't even know if he's going to get out of training camp.
People get hurt. You don't know.
You don't know if he's
Overshone's
going to
hurt.
get out. You don't know if he's going to
People
get out of
get hurt.
training camp.
People get hurt. You won't let me have Tyron?
No, I'm not going to let you have time.
I'll let
I
you
mean,
have
that's going backwards. That's taking a step. Going to get tired. I'm all for you.
Everybody stop.
I'm all for you. in
It's going
improving-
backwards?
I'm all for
Is
you.
the
with
goal to get better? The goal is to get better?
I don't know if that gets you better.
When he's on the football field.
Availability. That does not get you better. Go and get better. By all means, get better. By all means, go after Ronnie Stanley. Go after somebody that's better.
He's gone.
Okay. Cam Williams was the guy that Vikings tight end that offensive lineman.
Robinson.
Cam Robinson. Go get better.
Let's see how many games he missed. We're just going to pretend nobody misses football games but Tyron? Is that what we're doing today?
Yes, Tyron
Only
is
Tyron
injury
misses games?
prone. He's hurt.
I'll tell you what, I want to take Lawrence
You're
back.
taking a step backwards with Tyron Smith.
You're taking a step forward.
No, you're taking a step backwards.
When he plays.
Improve the position. By all means, improve the position. Improve the talent level. Don't take a step backwards.
You're a hater.
You got to get creative at this point in free agency.
What did Tyron do to you?
That's not creative.
Yes, it is.
Send in the chat, what did Tyron do to Clarence? The Jones boys, this is from Rob in the super chat, are that one fantasy owner who comes to the draft with a 4-year-old magazine.
DJ, who's your mama?
Oh, man, that is unfortunate. Well, we need you to get cooking, Cowboys. We need you to do some stuff, and it starts with signing Tyron Smith
Yes.
and Amari Cooper.
Yes.
Bring back all.
And
Bring
Rico
back
Jones.
Zeke.
and Tank Lawrence. Oh, Dante Fowler is available. And
Yep.
so mad at the league
He's
for not
mad.
giving him a bunch of money. Stephon Gilmore is available. Bring back the band, baby.
I don't hate Dante Fowler on the 1 year.
I don't hate Stephon Gilmore. I don't know when you're doing.
Fowler.
Everybody, Stephon Gilmore's the answer. Everybody, make sure that you're here tomorrow. The Cowboys are going to make all their huge signings today, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.